My fellow Marylanders, 3 months ago to the day, voters decisively chose to put America and Americans first. While our country is on a positive road to reform, stability, and accountability, our state is at a major crossroads. We are confronted with massive problems: a huge budget deficit, skyrocketing energy costs, and stagnant economic growth. As we reflect today on the state of the state, we clearly see a political class that refuses to put Marylanders first. When given the chance to lead, Governor Moore and many members of the legislature have doubled down on a crooked formula, scaring the public about the future, lying about the solutions they pass, and gaslighting the public about the outcome. Maryland's budget has turned into a black hole that is consuming everything around it. 2 years ago, Maryland had a $5 billion surplus. Thanks to the out of control spending by Governor Moore and his allies in the legislature, we now have a $3 billion deficit. The problem is completely unmitigated spending in Annapolis by Moore, the Democrats, and even many Republicans in the legislature. To fund the lavish budget priorities of your elected officials, they need to find new ways to take money from Maryland families. Moore wants you to believe that 85% of Marylanders will receive a tax cut in his proposed budget. That hundredths of a percent off of one number and raising $1 billion in new or increased taxes and fees. How is he making up that $1 billion? By going after everyday expenses of Maryland families. Moore wants a 75-cent tax on every Amazon, Instacart, and DoorDash delivery. Every time you order food, over-the-counter medicine, clothes, or any other retail product, Moore wants to take a cut. That fee will also be tied to inflation, so expect it to go up every year. Moore wants to double car emission fees and late penalties. Moore wants an increased hospital tax that will make health care even more expensive in our state. Moore wants to cap vehicle trade-ins so you get taxed on the full purchase price of your new car. Moore wants to raise taxes on job creators and small businesses. Moore wants higher estate taxes for those who leave wealth to their families when they die. Moore wants to shift hundreds of millions of dollars in state spending obligations to the counties, which will force local jurisdictions to raise property taxes. There are more taxes I could talk about, but we want to finish this video before your next birthday. Moore's budget isn't about relief. It's about wringing more money out of hardworking Marylanders while pretending to cut taxes. The real path forward for fixing our budgetary mess is simple: cut spending, cut taxes, and give Marylanders real tax relief. Marylanders have been hit with skyrocketing costs of energy. Unfortunately, under the mandate signed into law by Governor Moore, these costs will only get worse. The actions taken by your elected officials are causing significant increases in your energy bill in several ways. Environmental pressures have forced the pending closure of Brandon Shores. While a temporary agreement allows the plant to continue to function temporarily, ratepayers are hit with a massive premium while the plant fills in our energy gap. Extremist energy mandates passed by the legislature and signed into law by Governor Moore require large percentages of the energy used in Maryland to be from clean sources. This energy doesn't exist in Maryland and requires out-of-state sources, which not only come at a higher cost, but come with a significant ratepayer cost to upgrade Maryland's power grid. The Empower Grant Fund is funded by a premium paid on your bill. This fund is a grant to pay to replace another person's stove or clean energy utility. We encourage you to look at your bill. This fee can be as high as $40 to $50 every month. It doesn't power a single light bulb in your home. Some officials have said the clean energy mandates didn't cause the problem. They're lying. Lawmakers have dug a hole, and instead of grabbing a ladder to climb out, they are begging for more shovels. We can lower the energy costs for every Marylander easily. Keep Brandon Shores open, repeal the extremist energy mandates, and get rid of the Empower fee. Maryland is the only state in the region that isn't growing, and Marylanders feel it. Governor Moore is desperately trying to shift the blame to the new administration. The reality is, under Moore's leadership, families and businesses aren't moving here. They are leaving. Families and businesses won't stay here for a future of relentless tax hikes, burdensome regulations, and skyrocketing operational costs that make it impossible for small businesses to survive. Families and businesses won't stay here for a future of unchecked crime and repeat offenders terrorizing communities and commercial spaces. Families and businesses won't stay here for a future of failing schools, a broken education reform that is bankrupting our state, or powerlessness and parents picking a school for their children. Economic growth means more people coming to Maryland than leave every year. The only people we can count on to stay are Moore's donors who perpetually receive hundreds of millions in taxpayer subsidies. But that isn't economic development, it's crony capitalism. No challenge is insurmountable. However, no challenge will be fixed by lying about our problems or their causes. In Governor Moore's State of the State speech today, he pointed out that Marylanders are scared. The Freedom Caucus disagrees. We believe that Marylanders have strong confidence in the businesses they have built, the lives they've created, and the roots their families have grown. The only thing they are scared of is the lack of real leadership here in Annapolis. Governor Moore's proposal is more of the same: more spending, more taxes, more lies, more gaslighting, and more fear-mongering. The Maryland Freedom Caucus believes that Marylanders want something completely different. We plan to fight every single one of Governor Moore's tax hike proposals and push for less spending. Protect our communities by holding violent criminals accountable. Demand energy policies that actually lower costs, not raise them. Empower parental rights by passing school choice. And growing our economy instead of pushing families from our state. This is what we are committed to doing. Marylanders deserve a place where they can be proud to live, work, and raise a family. The Maryland Freedom Caucus is fighting to put you first. We hope that Democrats will work with us to achieve these goals, and we hope that all Republicans will stand with us and fight. We believe Maryland's best days are ahead of us, and we fight for that with optimism. Thank you, and God bless the state of Maryland.